What is up, Budget Builders? My name is Trail, and the pressure against President Biden has been mounting up over the past few days. For starters, people are urging the president to fix the inflation problem in this country. Inflation right now is at an all-time high since the president came into office, and Americans are frustrated as the prices of goods and services continue to rise above levels unimaginable. Also, the pressure on Biden to send out $2,000 Thanksgiving stimulus checks that has been a major topic on Twitter lately, and people are demanding that the president send it out fast. This has probably been started because of the inflation concerns around the cost of a Thanksgiving meal or a Thanksgiving turkey. Now, also, guys, could we be starting to see gas prices hit around $6 per gallon? Well, one county has crossed that threshold, and I'm going to tell you who that is so you can avoid driving that direction over the holidays. But hey, before we get started, if you are interested in those topics, be so kind and go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free, guys. Now, let's go ahead and jump right back into the video. According to Gas Buddy, prices at the pump could fall for the next several weeks. For the second straight week, the nation's average gas prices has declined, falling about 1.9 cents from a week ago and stands at $3.39 per gallon as of Monday, according to Gas Buddy data, which was compiled from more than 11 million individual price reports covering over 150,000 gas stations across the country. Now, the national average price is around 2.8 cents, up from previous a month ago, and $1.30 per gallon, higher than a year ago. The national average price of diesel has risen 0.1 cents in the last week and stands right now at 3.63 cents per gallon. Now, with oil prices plunging nearly $10 from the recent peak of hitting $85 per barrel, motorists will start to see gas prices decline nationwide just in time for Thanksgiving, and the decline could stretch for several weeks, according to Patrick Hahn, which is the head of the petroleum analysis for Gas Buddy. But I don't know if that article is true, because we do have one state right now that has gas prices above $6. And that's right, according to this article, it says that think gas prices are too high. In this California county, a gallon costs $6. Mono County, California has the highest gasoline prices in the state, with the county's top prices at cost soaring across the United States. So yeah, guys, we know that in California, they typically have the highest gas prices around the United States. And right here in this article, it shows that this one particular state, Mono County, has gas prices looking around $6.09 for regular gas and up to $6.29 for Supreme gas. So yeah, hitting gas prices around $6 per gallon is probably on the way for some states as well as some counties. But will inflation go down and cause gas prices to go down as well? Or does Gas Buddy really know what they're talking about as far as we could see gas prices going down over this holiday break, which is Thanksgiving holiday this coming weekend? Let me know what you guys think about these increasing gas prices. But in accordance to the gas prices increase, we do have President Biden is now urging the FTC to examine potential illegal conduct in regards to the soaring gas prices. President Joe Biden asked the Federal Trade Commission on Wednesday to investigate anti-consumer behavior by oil and gas companies and whether it's reason for the soaring gas prices across the country. Now, Biden wrote a letter to Lena Khan, which is the chair of the FTC, claiming mounting evidence of anti-consumer behavior by oil and gas companies. Now, Biden notes that prices at the pump have risen even as the cost of refined fuel have fallen and the industry profits have gone up. Now, usually gas prices at the pump correspond to movements in the price of unfinished gasoline, which is the main ingredient in the gas that people buy at the gas stations, said President Biden in his letter. But in the last month, the price of unfinished gasoline is down more than 5%, while gas prices at the pump are up 3% in the same period. So yeah, guys, as we enter this holiday weekend, around 48 million people will take to the roads for the Thanksgiving holiday, according to predictions by motorist assistance company AAA. At around $3.40, the average price at the pump this week is the highest that we have seen since 2014, said Patrick Hahn, which is the head of the petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy. So yes, guys, President Biden adds the two largest oil and gas companies in the United States, as measured by the market capitalization, are on track to nearly double their net income over 2019, the last full year before the COVID pandemic. He said, "I do not accept hardworking Americans paying more for gas because of anti-competitive or otherwise potentially illegal contract." So yeah, guys, we do have Gas Buddy telling us that the gas prices will be going down over this Thanksgiving holiday. However, we do have some places, which is in California, reaching gas prices of up to $6 per gallon. I hope you guys that live out there in California, I hope you are not traveling over this Thanksgiving holiday. And if so, I hope that you have an electric vehicle. Okay, guys, I have a question for you, and only because I live in the state of Texas, but I want to know or want to ask you guys, who do you think is going to be the next governor of the state of Texas? Well, this article right here says, do Texans want Matthew McConaughey to run for governor? Here's what a new poll found. A poll conducted by the Dallas Morning News and the University of Texas at Tyler shows 40% of Texans want McConaughey to run for governor. Now, McConaughey, who also grew up in Texas before attending the University of Texas at Austin, has considered a governor candidacy, but has not yet put his hat in the race. Asked about McConaughey against Greg Abbott, 43% of Texans favor the Dallas Buyers Club actor over the Republican incumbent, who had 35% support. An additional 22% of the 1,100 people that were polled prefer someone else up against Beto O'Rourke, a former Democratic congressman who previously ran for the United States Senate seat and later the President of the United States. Now, McConaughey has an overwhelmingly advantage because the poll found that 49% of Texans support McConaughey more than O'Rourke, while O'Rourke had 27% of support. Now, things got a little more interesting when people in the poll were asked their preferences on the actor versus either candidate. If voters had the option of all three, Abbott has the advantage of 37% compared to with McConaughey at 27% and O'Rourke at 26%. So yeah, guys, according to this article or this poll, it looks like McConaughey would become the next governor of the state of Texas. However, don't get it twisted, guys. He has not put his hands in the hat yet to run for governor, but I have a hunch that I think he will actually run. Also in news, guys, President Biden has tapped Jerome Powell for the next Fed chairman of the United States. President Biden said today that he will renominate the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for another term, as the market watchers widely had anticipation of it. Now, the decision caps a long stretch of uncertainty about who would steer the nation's most influential economic body of this country. The Fed is front and center as the country faces prices rising at the fastest pace in decades. Now, Biden nominated Lael Brainerd to be the vice chair of the Fed's Board of Governors. She was widely reported to be in the running for Powell's job if the president wanted to replace him. Now, the White House has said in a statement that the president intends to make those appointments beginning in early December and is committed to improving the diversity in the board's composition. So yeah, guys, it looks like Jerome Powell is going to be the Fed chairman for another term. But I hope he can do something about this inflation, because everybody is struggling right now with these prices of gas and prices of goods and services going up astronomically. So we really need to do something about this inflation, which I think is why the Democrats are urging President Biden to do more about this inflation right now. Frontline Democrats in the House and the Senate are growing increasingly frustrated with the lack of urgency to combat rising prices and are calling on President Biden to do more as consumers confront sticker shock ahead of the holidays. The current party line message on increasing inflation is that it's largely a product of the pandemic, and economists expect prices to come down early next year. However, many Democrats are facing tough re-election fights. They think that Biden administration could be doing more to accelerate this process. Now, Representative Elissa Slotkin, whose district voted for President Trump in both 2016 and 2020, sent a letter to President Biden on Wednesday, urging him to take immediate action to help address inflation. She also offered him two concrete examples, according to a copy of the letter obtained by Axios. Now, the first one was to increase our diplomatic pressure on Saudi Arabia and other OPEC nations. Slotkin wrote that, in particular, I'd urge you to work closely closely with the United Arab Emirates and other U.S. allies who might be willing to help counterbalance Saudi efforts to artificially and unnecessarily curb production. Now, the second part of her letter said that I'd ask you to consider a release of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve as a signal that could help push global markets in the right direction. Now, with these steps outlined above, along with a range of other options, I believe that you can begin to address the inflationary crisis affecting Americans today ahead of the holidays. More than ever, I feel that your leadership is needed, she wrote in her letter. So yeah, guys, it looks like Democrats as well as others and Americans are urging President Biden to do something quickly about this inflation right now. People are just unable to sustain this type of lifestyle with the inflation hitting more than 30% increases. So yeah, guys, we need to do something about this inflation right now. But on the other hand, President Biden is also receiving pressure from people on Twitter. They are demanding for $2,000 Thanksgiving stimulus checks, which is growing widely across Twitter right now, urging President Biden for a same week Christmas bonus. Now, the demand for Thanksgiving stimulus checks worth $2,000 continues to grow as Twitter users force President Joe Biden to get a Christmas bonus in the same week. Now, money-stressed Americans have pushed for the introduction of a $2,000 Thanksgiving incentive check, and many have used social media to express their urgency. $2,000 does sound like a great idea, right, guys? So yeah, guys, one Twitter person shared a photo from two people who seem to be celebrating and wrote Christmas bonus and stimulus check in the same week. And then another tweet said that, what happened to the stimulus checks? Joe knows Christmas is coming. And then another one said Joe Biden can save Christmas with another stimulus control, wrote a third person. Now, a quarter person said on Twitter, millions of Americans are counting on you to push for multiple stimulus checks. And then another wrote, we are suffering greatly and cannot afford food, let alone Christmas presents. We need help. Please don't forget about us. And then a fifth tweet said that we will get it at POTUS Christmas bonus incentive check. And then also the call for more money comes because inflation has massively increased the cost of a holiday meal. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics data, families will feel the pinch as the price of a frozen turkey is up by more than 20% from last year. Now, experts from the American Farm Bureau Federation say a 10-person turkey dinner and all of the trimmings cost about $53.31 compared to $46 as of last November. Twitter users have urged President Biden to introduce another round of stimulus money as inflation fears continue to mount. And then we have one person said on Twitter, Thanksgiving costs $6 more, but you've gotten $2,000 more in stimulus checks since November, plus $400 per child and extra CTC or child tax credit over what was already in effect anyways. And then the last person had tweeted, judging by inflation, Americans need a stimulus check just to buy a Thanksgiving turkey. So yeah, guys, I don't know if this is really a joke or really people are actually urging and pushing President Joe Biden to really send these $2,000 stimulus checks, which I kind of believe that they are hoping that he send a $2,000 stimulus check. Now that the second part of the Build Back Better agenda was passed in the House, I am hoping that the Senate will actually approve of another or a fourth stimulus check to be sent out to the American people, or at least low-income American families, because right now with this inflation increase, those individuals really could use a stimulus check to come in the mail as of now, as we have Thanksgiving holiday coming up, and then we have the Christmas holiday coming up as well. And then for some people that have children, we cannot forget about the children, guys. These children need at least one or two gifts. But if the inflation are increasing so widely, it's going to be hard for some people or families to be able to support toys for their children. But I want to know what you guys think about all of this, guys. So let me know down below in the comments exactly what you think about this inflation, as well as President Biden approving of a $2,000 stimulus check to be sent out to the American people. But anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out the channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.